Okay, so now what we're going to do is talk about toilet cisterns. For the purpose of this exercise, you will need a pair of gloves. You may have noticed on a changeover clean, or a customer may have reported to you that the paddle buttons for this toilet do not work. Also, something to be aware of is on your campsite, you may have several different types of buttons that operate the toilet. However, for the purpose of this exercise, the cisterns are all very similar. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this fix. So simply, the top of this cistern, there is a plastic box. All you need to do is put your fingers underneath and take the cistern lid off. First and foremost, something to note is the water inside the cistern is clean water. So we can see quite clearly here that the push buttons have come out of the rods that are attached to the float. So when you press the buttons here, the float doesn't do anything. So all you simply need to do is reattach these buttons to underneath the float. So when you press the buttons now, the float goes up and down, and this will then create water to go into the toilet. Also, what happens on occasion is these buttons can come out of place. So for the purpose of this, I'm just going to show you how simple this is. This here is called a bridge. And this bridge will be the same in every single toilet system. It may look slightly different, but it has exactly the same function. And as you can see here, there are two oval holes there. And this is where the paddle button sits onto the bridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect this back on. Again, you can see there, it does take quite a bit of force, but these are quite strong, so don't worry about that. And connect this back underneath the connection to the float. So again, now, that is now working. Also, on occasion, the bottom of the float can come out of position. This can be quite a simple fix on some toilets and more difficult in other toilets. However, all you need to do is to put your hand on the float and turn it to the right, and it will click back into place. If for some reason you have tried to do this, but the water is still continuously flushing into the toilet, to the right hand side of the toilet here, you will see a brass tap. This is the tap that turns the water on and off to the toilet. So if for some reason you can't connect the float back up, all you need to do is turn the tap off. And this will stop the water coming into the toilet, and it will stop the water continuously flushing into the toilet cistern until the repair and maintenance team can come and repair it. So now what we have done is we have connected the paddles back onto the bridge mechanism, and we've also connected the paddles back onto the float mechanism, so the toilet is now functioning correctly. So all now I need to do is to pop the lid back on the system, put it back in place, and now the push buttons are connected and working as they should.